Hi, everyone. Welcome to the next set of company pitches. We have a couple great startups focused on traceability up next. First, we have Taranjeet Singh Bhamra, who's the CEO of AgNext. And after that, we'll have Maltz, who's the co-founder and CEO of AgTrace. So, Taran, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you so much, Rhea. My name is Taran. Very good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be, here, and it's my first time. Probably, I will be presenting at 3 a.m. But I think really look forward to introduce our business from Agriculture Next. As a company, we are focused on deep tech for food and commodity assessments and traceability for effective procurement, trade, production, and consumption. And we have a vision to ensure a quality food for billions, which we will describe throughout the next 15 minutes, what exactly we intend to build for the world. As a company, we have been focused on creating a platform for business insights, which benefits various stakeholders of the agriculture value chain, which with clear focus on quality, safety, and traceability. We have raised around $4.2 million as a pre-series A, and comprise of around 70 plus diehard AgTech enthusiasts. We provide solutions right now in around 25 commodity solutions across the world, expanding from India, and then looking forward to Africa and Asia and North America. And we have around 10 plus platform partners. So the problem we are solving. Before telling about what problem we are solving, it would be good to understand that we believe that quality accelerates agribusinesses, right from the farmer to everyone in the supply chain. If there is a product of quality, that demands value, and anything that deteriorates quality kind of takes out the value in the supply chain for the stakeholder. So we believe that every food has its story. And as food passes through its value chain, billions worth of trade, storage, and consumption happens. And most of them, sadly, is intuition-based or manual. So this leads to a lot of trading losses, deteriorated food value, and definitely augmented value chain inefficiencies. With this basis, we believe the problem we are solving is that billions worth of commodities move in the agriculture post-harvest value chain, which lack technologies to get quality assessed. So whether it's procurement, where billions worth of produce is being bought, most often than not, the price to the farmer or price to the companies are paid based on the quality, which is assessed manually. Similarly, in storage, one of the big concerns that we have, or in India, for especially, is around 30 to 40% of the food gets wasted. Especially in grains, lying in warehouses and storage, because of storage conditions being not monitored properly. Similarly, all the trade platforms, especially e-auctions and e-platforms, today need validation of quality to ensure that cross-border trade happens without any rejections. Similarly, when we talk about processing, all the processing factories, industries, they buy a lot of ingredients and raw material, which needs to be, ensured that the quality is of utmost, so that the output is ensured of high quality. And similarly, in the food value chain, a lot of consumption happens today with adulterations in the value chain, and we will talk about a lot of quality issues that happen because of this in many parts of the world. So what the objective is saying that it's a lot based on intuition and how we can make it data driven. That's what we feel we need to work upon, and that's why we've found that traditional methods for commodity assessments are subjective with inefficiencies. And if we define that trade parameters are assessed, or safety parameters are assessed across procurement centers, trading centers, and processing centers, These assessments are either manual or through quality labs. But our assessment of the agriculture trade was clearly that instant and on-spot detection of morphological, physical, and chemical parameters can change the entire dynamics of trade, procurement, and storage, as well as processing. So what is required is removal of traditional means and bringing of new technology. And we truly understood that lack of an objective assessment of commodities lead to considerable losses for stakeholders in the value chain. Whether it's procurement, whether it's trading or processing, there are trade losses, there are food safety compliance losses, there are produce losses, and definitely adulteration and nutrition losses. So what we have built, we'll just kind of come to that, how we have solved it. But this problem to be addressed is quite large. And we, as a company, for the last 3.5 years, started focusing extremely on few verticals, which are beverages, which comprise of tea, coffee, milk, honey, grains, which comprise of soya bean, millets, wheat, paddy, etc. Spices, and nutrition is all the protein analysis in the animal feed industry. So we believe this is a SAM of considerable $1 billion across these segments. So there's a very high value that we bring in. And further, there's also a top-up business models, opportunities of digitization of all the implementation centers. For example, collection centers, etc. Yeah, a full traceability solutions which we have come up with both upstream and downstream, and ensuring that the payment is done on quality. So digital payments is definitely a very strong top-up business model in what we intend to do. So how did we develop to solve this large problem of quality assessment across commodities? I would say in Shakespeare, in very Sherlock Holmes way, it should be said that it's very elementary, my dear Watson. What we wanted was something which was instant, rapid, and on-spot. What we wanted was it should cover the basic trading and safety parameters through which any commodity is traded, and the safety of the product is ensured. The third is we wanted to combine it across as a supply chain solution. So if you put all of this data, it brings tremendous value to a buyer to know from which place, what commodity, and what transition of quality came across at various supply chain points. So with that, we defined quality as extremely basic in the value chain, which is basically physical analysis, which implies morphological parameters like shape, color, adulterations, defects, etc. Well, this could be done using computer vision. So we developed technology for computer vision in various commodities, and we will show that shortly. Similarly, on chemical analysis is very important in a lot more commodities. For example, protein content, gluten content, etc., and in spices, the key ingredient content. So all of this could be done through spectroscopy, and we have built one of the largest spectral bank, or I would say one of the largest agriculture commodity spectral analysis algorithms, which can do around 25 plus commodities instantly. And the third was definitely the ambient, where the food is kept across temperature, humidity, gases in the storage, which could be done through IoT. So we started focusing initially on, because such devices did not exist, and our focus was how can we build data in less than a minute, which usually takes 15 days to 10 days in laboratories or through manual assessment, which is totally subjective. So we came up with this over a period of 3 years working around. That's the range of devices that we came up with. We call it the SpecX, nothing to do with SpaceX, but yeah, I mean, we are a fan of technology innovation. So Its specs, which means it can these devices developed by AgNext can analyze physical and chemical contamination instantly. And our target remains that if we can do anything in 1 minute, we have accelerated a lot of sustainability across the agriculture value chain. So what started as a journey with Nano, which is on the left one, which was actually worked upon, and then went into Max Pro. These are all the devices that we will just come up with and show what examples we are using them to solve commodities. So that's the transition that happened. SpecX was initially a very small device, which went on to have accuracies in the range of 90%. Then we went into Max, which is kind of a handheld device. You can shoot it, shoot the light. It's a light-based analysis, so it shoots the light on a commodity, and it gives on a touch screen all the analysis of the chemical parameters of the product. Today we have also developed to this day Pro, which can go to 99% accuracy of instantly in less than 30 seconds. Similarly, on the computer vision side, we made a very handy tool. We are working with the government of India, looking to expand to 1,000 locations implementations this year, where they told that if something could be made handy and for the grains analysis, and this is what we made. A small device on which you can spread the grain, and it can give the entire analysis of the grain. So from there, we moved on to something called a very larger conveyor-based system with an AI camera and a hyperspectral camera, which can analyze conveyors of on a conveyor various kinds of food and the quality that people do in processing or in procurement. This is a machine that we work with the tea industry, which is a very large industry out of India, Sri Lanka and Kenya. And we are the first ones to develop a full technology to analyze the around $2 billion worth of tea leaves that are bought in India. So what we did is, after integrating the hardware, we integrated all of this into one platform. We call it the Qualix, which is a platform for complete commodity assessment. As I said, physical, chemical, as well as IoT based, with providing solutions for quality, safety, and traceability. The results of any of our devices are directly integrated with either a lab management system or an ERP of the company and various platform partners. As a company, we are focused on building algorithms and commodities analysis and putting it into Qualix, but we are open to provide this linkages or APIs to any kind of e-auction platforms, marketing platforms, marketplaces, or even trading platforms. So that's the beauty with which we work, that we focus on building as much analysis commodities that we can build, and we ensure that the trade happens optimally for most of the partners that we are working with. So I can give some example. For example, in tea industry, we use when the tea is plucked from the garden. I'll just give 3-4 examples so that you come to know about how this tech can actually totally revolutionize the entire ag tech industry. For example, there's a $2 billion worth of tea leaves that are bought in India, and when they are plucked, the analysis is done by a person, and the payment to the farmer is done using that analysis, which was totally subjective for the last 140 years. So we work with the nodal agency, which is the Tea Research Association of India, to build an entire AI algorithm to analyze the various kinds of, there are 18 kinds of analysis they do. And with this solution that we have built, there's an immense scope to accelerate the tea industry quality. And so in terms of implementation, we give the machine at the cost, and we charge a monthly SaaS fee to each centers. So India itself, India, Sri Lanka, Kenya, looking towards to around 3,000 implementations. So that's a very strong SaaS revenue that we expect along with the hardware. I would just like to give a small demo of the product. Just here.
Great. I think that we'll have time for that real quick and then switch over.
Yeah. 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 Similarly, we have developed full solution for milk, which is like
Taranjeet,
a very large.
we're unfortunately out of time, but I'm
Sure.
happy to share any other further videos in the chat later on if you want to send those over to me. And we'll switch over to Andre.
Yeah. I think I'll just close down with the last statement that our vision is that we are working with trace quality and traceability, and our vision is that in the next 5 years, 5% of the world food should go through the AgNext platform. And we are taking Series A ongoing discussions for scaling up globally. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time and for joining us from India at 3 a.m. And now we have Andre Maltz from AgTrace.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Maria, for the invite, and thank you, the Turk Food and Ag Club, and also the Private Equity and VC Center. My name is Andre. I am the CEO and co-founder of AgTrace. We are a traceability and food safety solution. We all know the importance of farm-to-fork traceability, right? However, we fail to look to the most important step in the food value chain when you talk about traceability, which is in fact the farm. Is the farm process that guarantees product quality. Food is just made worse after it leaves the farm, and is at the farm gate onwards where most of the traceability system starts, right? So I'm here today so we can understand a bit more of this problem and also explain how we at AgTrace build a solution to solve that. But why is it so difficult to get good quality data from the farm? Well, first of all, farming processes are very complex, all the way from soil preparation to harvest. There are so many activities happening at the same time, 24/7, and many of those activities are performed by machines, such as harvesters, sprayers, and much more. So this generates huge amount of data that's very difficult to process in a fast way. And then we still have to integrate all this information with the rest of the supply chain, where we have dispersed data systems. Information is lost in different clusters, and it's very difficult to guarantee interoperability, meaning it's extremely difficult to trace a product and to do a recall because the information has to flow very fast between all those steps. The answer to all of this for us, of course, is its own technology, and how we do that. We combine both IoT and blockchain technologies to bring more transparency to the food value chain. At the farm level, we digitize all farming operations. So we basically connect and read the multiple sensors present at the farm. So capturing all the activities from planters, sprayers, harvesters, and more, connecting to the weather station, soil sensor. I mean, everything that help us to guarantee that the recommended agricultural practice were followed, we connect and read. And this way, it makes data collection way easier. AgTrace has Solinfitech as an investor and tech partner. For those who don't know, Solinfitech is one of the largest ag techs in the world, covering a large area in more than 10 countries already. They'll be presenting, I think, tomorrow in the summit as well. What they basically do is digitize all farming operations in real time. So we are leveraging their telematic technology to build together this technology part. They basically read everything that's going through every machine that's in the field and weather station, soil sensor. I mean, we're just capturing this. But of course, we are open to integrate to any other technology provider. We are not a hardware company, just a software. So we connect and read any vendor that gives information from the farm side. Then we continue the traceability part outside of the farm as well. So the same attention with data quality we keep at every step, being storage, transportation, shipping, whatever. And this is done with a mixture of our mobile application and integrations when needed as well. Just quick 2 examples that are here. The first one is a digital seal, a GPS with a GPS tracker. We use it to see real-time position of trucks during the travel from the farm all the way to the port terminal. It's 3-day trips that were focused on this project specifically. The other example here is a cotton project that we are doing. Those yellow bales here are cotton bales, for those that are not familiar with. We basically read the information at the time of harvest of all those bales, so weight, origin, weather conditions of time of harvest, and then we automatically read the RFID tags. So each one of these yellow bales, they have RFID tags on it that we use this reader to read automatically this information once they get into the processing plant. This is our platform, where basically all is put together. We designed a single platform with every step and every process at only one place. So all appointments at the farm, for example, such as a sprayer or soil preparation, everything is registered here, and things outside of the farm as well. Could be a receiver at the port terminal, all in a single view. Here on the top right, you can see that all documents, being certifications, inspections, analysis, it's all managed here. And we also use GS1 standards for full interoperability and standardization. So everything in the farm, outside of the farm, we use GS1 codes to guarantee this interoperability. The system also allows for complete flexibility and customization. We know every customer has a different reality. So we basically designed a system with a very simple and easy to use interface to enable this customization. As you can see here, you can easily define a location being a plot at the farm, as the example here, but could be a warehouse, a silo, a port terminal, everything can be configured here. And as you can see here also, we are using the GS1 standards across all the board. Just few more examples. As you can see here on the top, all steps, farm, warehouse, retailer, I mean, this is all defined and configured by the user. This is just an example, but could be a completely different stages here on the top. And the same goes for operators, inputs, equipments. I won't go into much details, but basically, the idea is just in a few hours, you can set up your operations, the steps you want to trace, the activities, documents you want to trace, users and everything, and be up and running in just a few hours. This is our mobile app, available in iOS and Android already. So QR code, barcode to enable faster data inputs, but also you can use the phone camera to include pictures and other evidences, documents, anything. GPS from the phone also give the ability to give a georeference information from any information that's registered. All labeling is also customizable and printed with our system. That's pretty straightforward, and there are several standards of labeling that you can configure here and print directly from the system as well. This is a nice feature also. This is a reports feature that we built to see the complete product journey all the way from the farm to final destination, and that's very unique to have every single step with all the information and documents attached to it in a single view. That's, I think, the last slide from the platform. We have built a dedicated monitor panel to keep track of real-time data. This could be just the location in case of the seals that I showed before, but also could be temperature during transportation, which is very important for fresh products. I mean, this is a platform that connects to any IoT device that want to give georeference data in real time. You can track through this monitor. All information is and documents are registered on the blockchain to ensure security and immutability of the information. And well, I've been working with blockchain for a few years already. Before founding AgTrace, I worked at IBM, applying several technologies to ag industry, and blockchain was one of them. And I truly believe blockchain has the power to increase security and also lower costs of transactions in any industry, and ag is no different. But still, I think the main focus should be on quality of data. I mean, it's not worth to have a secure ledger if the data that you're putting in is not trustable. So we put a lot of effort building a robust blockchain infrastructure, but we pay as much attention to put quality data and trustable data inside of the platform. Just another point that I want to touch on is sustainability. We believe at AgTrace that the environmental impact is also crucial information about any food or ag product. And in that sense, we are automatizing the CO2 emissions calculation using both IoT and system integration. The same way we do it for the farming operations, we are doing to calculate the environmental impact. So we are using input, usage, fuel consumptions, ag practice, could be tillage, crop rotation. Everything is being considered to calculate this. This is in a beta version, it's very initial phase. We are testing with a few clients. But the main goal here is to reduce the effort to calculate the environmental impact of the farm. And this is very relevant because if you look at the food value chain, most of the environmental impact is related to what happens within the farm, not outside. So where do we stand now? This year, we are currently testing our solution for full cycles in 5 clients and 5 different crops. This month, now in May, we are launching our SaaS solution that's available for everyone, from small producer to large corporate farmers. We do understand that this has to be accessible to all, not only mechanized and large producers. So even if the farmer is not using machines connected to a network and using IoT, you can use the mobile app to include all those information we talked before. Some more about us. Our solution is definitely suitable to everyone in the food industry, food value chain, all the way from producer, but also certification companies, co-ops, food processors, and retailers. And regarding business model is dollar per user in case of the SaaS model, but also those more customizable projects we charge per tons traced. That's the way we've been doing so far. This is us. That's our team. And I mean, as a founder, this is by far what I'm most proud of. It's a very passionate and dedicated team. Amazing and clever people. So we have agronomists on the team, computer engineers, and business people with a large experience in the food and ag industry. And that's my final slide. That just I'll be finishing here. So I don't know if we're gonna have some time for questions, but again, thanks Maria and folks from the tech team for putting this together. And If I may, just a final message here, I think we're living a very unique moment now, where most of us are at home. So our thoughts are definitely with all those people that cannot be isolated now, but are there in the fields or in the roads, in the streets to guarantee the continuity of the food supply chain. So thank you for that. Thank you for the opportunity. And I don't know, going to have time for question. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much to you both. Andre, that was a great presentation. I think we're out of time, so we're going to move over to our next set of pitches. But I just want to thank you again on behalf of Tuck for joining us. And I'm happy to post any questions and answers in the chat, which everyone can come back and revisit. Thanks again, and appreciate your time.
Thank you.